Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and I appreciate you being here. Today's video is going to be going through my payday routine. If you're new here, I'm an American living in Dubai, so when I'm managing my money, I am managing it in two different currencies. So I figured today I would give you a little bit of an insight of what that actually looks like. Pretty much everyone over here is managing on a monthly salary, so you get paid on a monthly basis. For me, that is either the last day of the month or a couple days before, depending on how the days fall in the month. But I assume I will be paid on the last day of the month. Before that happens, I check in with my budget. So a couple days prior to that, I check in with my budget. I budget monthly. I have uploaded videos of all of my recent budgets. Before I'm getting paid, I'm just checking in to make sure that my spending is as I expect it to be. There's nothing outlying, there's nothing surprising, and I just check in to make sure that all is as expected. And then of course I actually get paid. The unique thing about getting paid in Dubai is that the money that hits my account is exactly what's on my contracted amount. So on my contract, I had a monthly amount that would be the agreed upon salary instead of a yearly amount. And there's no deductions that come out of it. So there's no taxes, there's no retirement, there's no social security. What is on my contract is what hits my account exactly. So my gross earnings is the same as my net earnings. That money obviously comes into my UAE account, and then from there I start making all of my transfers and paying all of my bills. The next thing that I do is I pay off all of my credit cards. So I have two credit cards that I use over here. I put pretty much all of my expenses on those cards, including my bills, including all of my spending throughout the month. One is kind of my everyday transaction card, and then another one I just have open to increase my credit limit, and also just there's a few like small monthly subscriptions that come out of there just to make sure that it's still in use. So I have it set up so that the statement comes out just a couple of days before I get paid, and although the due date is not until like 25 days after that, I pay it as soon as I've been paid so that I can pay it in full and there's no interest that accrues on those cards. The next thing that I do is I set up a wire for sending money to the States. If you have seen my budgets before, you will see a line item that says US accounts. So I am sending money from my salary here in Emirati dirhams over to a bank account that I have from when I was living in the States, and I set that up for certain things that I pay through that account. I am sending it from dirhams to dollars, so there's an intermediary bank that deals with the conversion. However, when I am sending it, I know exactly how much is going to be in dirhams that's being deducted from my account, and I know exactly how much is going to be received in dollars on the other end. From that money that goes into my US accounts, I have to consider the fees. So there's a $15 wire fee every time I send money across. So that is $15. The next thing that I will do is I will pay for my US credit card. So I don't use this every single month. I do tend to use this, if I haven't used it in a while, I use it for something small like a tank of gas, so it would be a small amount. I also use this in conjunction with my vacation spending. So if I'm going away, if I'm going on a trip, normally it will go on my US card. So the first thing I do is I pay off my US credit card. The second thing that I will do is I will make my investments. I invest an amount of money every single month. Right now and at the beginning of every year, I'm focusing on my Roth IRA. So that gets deposited and invested first. And then once that's maxed out, I will deposit and invest in a brokerage account. So credit card, investments, and then the last thing I've kind of already alluded to, my vacation fund is sitting in an account over there as well. So from the money that I've wired over there, the last thing that I'm setting money aside to is my vacation fund. It is a sinking fund, so it is money that's also being spent. It is sitting in an account that's attached to my US credit card, so it's really easy for me to send money back and forth. If it's sitting in a savings account, I can just use that to pay for the credit card in case I've charged anything on there. So those are the three transfers that I make with the money that I send to the US. By the time all of that has come through, it is usually at least the first of the month or a couple of days later. I will have seen my interest come through on my high yield savings account here in the UAE. And I start making transfers into my savings that are here. I have several sinking funds over here that I'm using for different categories. So I have in my monthly budget a line item for every single one of those. I will start with the small ones. So I will start with things like my gift sinking fund, my splurge sinking fund, and I've only budgeted maybe 50 to 100 dirhams in there. So I will put that first to make sure that the habit is still maintained. After that, once everything is all said and done, the last one that I am putting all of the rest of the money that's remaining towards is the biggest financial goal that I'm working on. I know that you're supposed to pay yourself first, but because I've budgeted, I already know how much it's going to be. And to be honest, usually it is more than what I've budgeted. So the last thing right now, I'm focusing on adding 10,000 dirhams to my emergency fund. So I will take the money that I've budgeted, the interest that's accrued in my high yield savings account here, and anything additional that I haven't spent throughout the month, and all of that will go to my current financial goal. And that's it. That's all of the transfers that I'm making. It takes a couple of days because it takes a little while for things to actually transfer and for things to hit accounts before all of the dust settles and I can see where everything falls. Once all of that is done, I go through and I do my monthly net worth statement. I do this every single month. I won't share it on the channel every month, but I will give consistent updates, so you can probably see that coming up next month. I convert everything from dirhams into dollars and track my net worth in dollars. And that is my monthly money routine. So I hope that was interesting. I'd be really interested in hearing someone else's money routines. What do you do when you get paid? What are your priorities, and where do you send your money? If you have any questions about how I manage my money, I'd be happy to answer it down in the comments below. But other than that, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next one.